Hey guys, so today I'm going to be reading you a book called Escaped that I wrote. Of course, it's not published because I'm not a writer, but it's just like the love, secrets, and lies that I wrote, except for it's a different story altogether. Um, I'm going to be reading this story in honor of domestic violence awareness, since this is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Um, but first, I'm going to give you guys an update on the love secrets, the secrets, love, and lies that I read to you guys before. So here it goes. As you guys know, in Secrets, Love, and Lies, Sarah caught Alex cheating and was informed that he had gotten his mistress pregnant. Sarah ends up leaving Alex for about 2 weeks, and she meets a man and becomes really good friends with him. After 2 weeks, Sarah goes back to Alex for 5 months. In the 5th month, they started having issues, and she leaves Alex again and goes to her best friend, the man that she met in those 2 weeks, named Dustin. Alex ends up catching his mistress cheating. Sorry, I can't talk. He ends up catching his mistress cheating, and he ends up beating her because he found her cheating with 2 different men. Sarah and Alex get a divorce. Sarah marries Dustin, and they have twin girls. They live happily ever after. Now, if you know me, you know that I like great endings, love endings. Like, I want the people that I'm writing about, I want them to be happy in life. I want them to prosper, to be successful. I want all of that good stuff. So, girl can wish. Oh, you guys, by the way, so I don't know if you guys can tell, but I have on makeup. I don't have on eyeliner or anything like that. The only thing I have on is foundation. I got this foundation from this company. I want to call it Makeage, but I don't know it. So I'm just holding this up there. This does not really go. This is a 60. This does not really go with my skin complexion because you can still see my acne. But they are sending me another one, a 20, so I will let you guys see that when I get it. I had to pay $5 for this, for the shipping, but if you keep it over 14 days, you have to pay $45 for it. And it looks like a little bottle, but it's a good amount in this bottle. So you guys try them out. I don't have a link or anything, so try that website, and it's a legit website. I got them on Facebook, and it's definitely legit because I got my products. So try them. I like the product. It's a little bit too dark for me. And I don't know if you guys can see it, but this is my sweatshirt. I love Stitch. It's my sweatshirt that my husband got me for our anniversary. So I wanted to show you guys that. But I'm going to start reading the book called Escape that I wrote. And I will be pausing the video because this book has I want to say 6 chapters, 6 or 7 chapters. And I'm not going to read them word for word. I'm just going to read verbatim. So yeah, this book has 6 chapters in it, so I'm not reading it all. I'm just going to skip through in different parts. So I will be pausing the video every once in a while. So here goes. Here's Escaped in honor of Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Is this real? This isn't me. Why do I keep putting up with this? Never in a million years did I think I'll be going through this. An abusive relationship, but here I am, and I won out. Okay. I messed up already, but I'm gonna keep going. You guys couldn't probably even tell that I messed up, but I could tell. I was getting ready. Chris came in and said, "Your dress is too revealing. Change it." I thought he was playing, so I laughed. He slapped me so hard in the face I hit the wall and put a hole in it. I tried to run and he grabbed me, pushed me down, and kicked me numerous times. My friend Brittany came over and Chris told her that I wasn't feeling well and was laying down, so she left. The next day he came and apologized and brought me flowers. Once again, I forgave him because I loved him and we have a daughter together. 2 days later, I was on the phone talking to my cousin Jacob. He heard me tell Jacob, "Okay, I love you and I'll see you soon." He snatched my phone and asked me who was I talking to. I told him I was talking to my cousin. He slapped me to the floor and told me I was lying and that he knew that I was a whore and that our daughter probably wasn't even his. He grabbed me by my hair and dragged me into the room, where he locked me in for 6 hours. I couldn't move to pee or eat. Later on, he comes in and tells me he was sorry for what he had done to me. It just hurts him to think of me with someone else. At the time, I thought it was sweet. Looking back on it, it was control. A month later, I found out that I was pregnant. I didn't know what to do. Should I tell him? What would that make him stop beating me? Should I abort the baby? Should I act like I don't know? Or should I have this baby and leave him? I decided to act like I didn't know. Then 3 months later, Chris noticed that I was eating more and always sleeping. But I lied to him and told him my period was on. 2 weeks later, I ended up sick. Chris took me to the doctor, and there was where he found out that I was pregnant. And to my surprise, he was happy. The doctor did an ultrasound, and I was pregnant with twins, a boy and a girl. On the way home, he slapped me in the face for lying to him. I tried to tell him I didn't know, but the more I told him that, the more he would slap me in my face or punch me in my arm, leg, head, or face. So I gave up and told the truth. "Yes, Chris, I knew I was pregnant, but I was scared to tell you. I thought you might leave me or didn't want any kids and beat me like you're doing now." He pulled the car over and apologized to me. At 7 months pregnant, I gave birth to my daughter Nevaeh and to my stillborn son, CJ. I couldn't believe it. I had lost my son. Chris blamed me, but I blamed him for all the abuse that he put me through, the hurt and the stress. And this was my breaking point. After I lost our son, Chris would beat me 3 to 4 times a week. I got tired of it. I started to fight back, but that only made it worse. One day, Brittany came over to help me while Chris was at work. He came home early and made Brittany leave. He swore up and down I was telling Brittany everything and that I was trying to leave him, but in reality, I hadn't told her anything. I was too embarrassed. Once Brittany left, he pushed my head into the wall, kicked me down to the floor, grabbed me by my throat and started squeezing, telling me, "I'll kill you. You will never leave me. You belong to me. If I can't have you, no one will. Do you hear me? I will kill you." The next morning, I got up like nothing was wrong. I went to the kitchen and made a big breakfast. Chris got up, came in the kitchen, and got mad because I didn't have breakfast already on the table, which I never do, but by this time I was fed up with Chris and his bull. So I asked him, "Chris, what is your problem? You have been putting your hands on me a lot lately, and I haven't done anything to you. I stay here in this house, cooking, cleaning, and taking care of our daughters. You're always in a bad mood. What's gotten into you?" Then jokingly I said, "You and your girlfriend must have broke up." He looked at me and slapped me in the back of my head and said, "Shut the F up. If I had another woman, I wouldn't be here with you." I stopped cooking, turned around and said, "I've had enough of this." He slaps me again, this time in the face. I cut all the food off, go upstairs. As he follows me, I turn around and punch him as hard as I could in the face. He pushes me down, gets on top of me as he chokes me. Then it's a knock at the door. He goes to the door. It's one of his friends, so he leaves with them, not telling me anything. Once he leaves, I feed the kids, run upstairs, packing the girls' things and mine, while I call my friend to come get us. I looked through the house looking for his stash and any credit cards, found nothing but $200. So I applied for 3 credit cards in his name and got them sent to my friend's house using my email. Brittany finally arrives. I give her the cash and tell her to keep this in a safe place for me. I load the girls up and we leave. Once we are at Brittany's house, I tell her everything. She tells me that my mom's ex-husband, James, has been asking about me, so she gave him my number. So I decided to reach out to him. We talked for about 15 minutes. I never told him what was going on or what I was going through, but he said he was going to send me and my baby some money. He wanted to catch up, and I could come to his house anytime. As soon as I got off the phone with him, Chris called. He called 4 times back to back. Before I answered, he finally called the last time, and I answered, "Yes, Chris." He said, "Where are you and my kids at?" I told him, "All you need to know is me and the kids are fine, and we are free from you, and we are staying here tonight." I hung up. He calls my friend Brittany, asking her, "Is she there with my kids?" Brittany says, "Why are you asking me? I'm sure if she wanted you to know, she would tell you." He got mad and hung up on her. About an hour later, someone was knocking at the door. It was Chris. He busted in the door, came and got our girls, and told me if I didn't come to the car in 5 minutes, he was leaving and not coming back, and I would never see my girls again. So I went with him. On the way home, he didn't say anything. When we got home, he grabbed Nevaeh and I grabbed our daughter Faith, put them in their beds, and halfway closed the door. As soon as we stepped out, he punched me in the face, grabbed me by my hair, dragged me into our room, and threw me in between our bed and wall. He came over to kick me, and I grabbed his ankle and bit him. He grabbed me by my throat, choking me, and I kicked him in the nuts. He got off me, so I went to run out the room, and he catches me. He throws me on the bed and tells me, "I knew you was trying to leave me, and I told you you're not leaving me. I will kill you." As he is choking me, with every word, he chokes me tighter. I act as if I'm dead or passed out. He slaps me in the face. I just lay there. He gets up and says, "I done killed her. I gotta get out of here." I hear him in the room getting the girl's stuff packed. I get up and go downstairs. He sees me halfway down the stairs. I run into the kitchen, get a knife. He comes to me and I cut him on his arm. He looks down at his arm. I take off my cell phone. I'm able to grab my phone and put it away before he comes and punches me in the back of the head. Then he grabs my head and slams into the wall. I kick him. He falls. I throw the candle at him. I go running up the stairs. He comes behind me and trips me up. I kick him in the face quickly twice. I go in the room with the girls and call 911. My friend, as he is trying to break down the door. He gets in the room and I tell him that the police are on their way. He hits me and I move. He goes to hit me and I move. He rams into our daughter's bed. I go to our room and I go into our room and he grabs me before I get out of the kids' room, slams me on the floor and starts kicking me in my stomach. I manage to move and he kicks the stand where we have near the girl's bed, knocking the lamp down. Before the lamp touches the floor, I catch it and throw it at him. I punch him in the stomach and face. The police arrive and my friend Brittany shows up. Brittany agrees to take the kids and the police arrest him. Court is a couple days later and Chris ends up getting probation and community service. The next day, I go to the house to see if he is there, and he isn't, so I get the rest of my important things and the kids. I go in his safe and get his gun out of there, and I find $1,000. I go over to his stash and see he has added money to his stash, so I take it. Back at Brittany's, I contact my stepdad and tell him what's going on. He rushes down to the house. He made me tell him everything, and he ends up leaving. About 30 minutes later, James comes back and hands me an envelope with $2,000 in it. Tells me, come with him. He has a surprise for me. He takes me to a dealership and shows me a vehicle he wants me to have, and he gets it for me. Then he takes me to the store and gets me a phone and helps me get things for my car. On the way back home, my stepdad pulls over and he tells me, "I really wish you would move in with me, or at least get a place up there with your friend." I tell him I will think about it, and he says, "Well, I hope you have everything you need for now. Just let me know if you need more. I have to go, but let me know what you decide. I love you." He takes me to Brittany's house, where I receive a letter with $1,500 in it from my stepdad, and got the credit cards. I put in Chris's name. That night I talked to Brittany about moving with me to where my stepdad lives, and she agrees only if we can find a job up there. So we both put in applications. With Chris's credit cards, I go shopping for me and the girls and max out a few of the cards, and I throw them away. The next day, my stepdad calls. I need you to come down here in the morning to view the house. In person and sign papers. So the next morning we go down there to see the house, and it's fully furnished. My stepdad hands me papers. I look up at him and he says, "This is your house." And I said, "You're just going to give it to me?" He replied, "Yes, you and Brittany. I love you. You're like a daughter to me. Please accept it." We signed the paperwork, and Brittany and I were officially homeowners. Me and the girls needed for nothing. By this time, I had maxed out all of Chris's credit cards between buying a few things that I wanted for the house and buying things for me and the girls. Life was incredible. So, I'm going to stop there, and I'm just going to give you guys an update. So, the girl that I am her name is Jazz. So Brittany and Jazz both have jobs up there. They're doing great. They have a great job. And Jazz finally meets a man named Antonio. They talk and start to date, and then one night, about 6 months into their relationship, they made love for the first time. Eventually, Jazz found out that she was pregnant, and Antonio asked her to marry him. He eventually adopted Jazz's girls, and Jazz gave birth and planned to get married to Antonio 6 months later. But when the time came close to the wedding, she found out that she was 4 months pregnant again. So it got pushed back until the baby was born. So Jazz ended up having a baby shower for this baby that she was pregnant with. And after the baby shower, she ended up going into labor. Once she gets to the hospital, the doctor notices it wasn't just one baby. It was 2. After 3 months of giving birth, Jazz and Antonio was finally able to get married and live a happy life with their 5 children. So, guys, as you all know, I love happy endings. So you know I had to turn a negative situation into a positive situation. So, as you guys also know, this is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So I wanted to read this book because it shows that, women go through different types of abuse. And this one is a pretty good definition of what at least half of the abuse that women go through, and that they're ashamed to tell people that they're going through abuse. But in this story, Jazz at least got the confidence to leave him for the sake of her children. She realized that this was something that she didn't want her kids to grow up and see. This wasn't okay, that this wasn't her fault. So she wanted to get help, and she wanted to get out. So that's what she done. She was determined to make a better life for her and her kids. Even though she stole credit cards, she still made a way to get out. And I mean, at least she didn't burn his house down or nothing like that. I mean, at least she was able to get the strength and the courage to leave And that is what a lot of us need to do, is we need to get the strength up for us and our children if we have any. And we need to leave that situation because it's not healthy and we don't deserve that. Every woman deserves to be treated with respect and, not have their kids see that they're being abused, not have their kids being abused, and, let the kids see the right way to treat their significant other. We don't need our kids seeing, abuse like this, or, we don't deserve it. So I wanted to write something about that and share that with you guys. So you guys, I feel like I'm rambling and I feel like I'm just saying the same things over and over again. So I'm going to stop. I hope you guys liked the video. I hope I didn't sound too much like a man. I hope my face isn't running you off like I always say. And I really hope that I wasn't too low or too high, with my voice. I hope you could hear what I was saying and understand it. And I hope that anybody going through a situation like this, I hope you get the courage up to leave and to do better with your life, because you deserve so much better. You are a strong individual and you can overcome anything. Just find somewhere to be something or someone to be the motivation to you to get out of the situation, whether it's your kids, your parents, your siblings, your niece, your nephews. Find that motivation to get out, because like I always, like I said in my last video, well, my first video to y'all, but it was my last, whatever, I can't remember what I was trying to say, but my video for October awareness for the infant and pregnancy loss video, like I said in that video, your loved ones would rather you be embarrassed and alive and get through that than to not know and then they have to bury you because of this. So please get help, seek help in any type of way you can. Get out and talk to people about it. We would rather hear your story and the success that came after that than to see that you on the news you have died from this terrible situation. So please get out. By no means does this video replace any help. If you need help, please seek medical professional help. You can always contact me for advice. I will do my best to give you advice. And remember what I always say, you guys, you never know what someone is going through. So please always lend a helping hand, a helping ear if possible. And try to be understanding of people's situations and just be there for them if possible. I'm going to end this, guys. Sorry for any background noises that you guys may hear. I'm sorry for any background noises that you guys may hear. And I'm sorry if this wasn't the best video, but this is just a last minute video that I was doing in honor of Domestic Violence Awareness Month, because I do know people who have been abused. I have been abused myself, and I know people who have been abused and have died from this because the situations have gotten worse or they were beaten to death. So I just wanted to make this video for that purpose. I hope you guys enjoy the video. I hope you all stay safe, healthy, be happy. I hope you guys have a great day, great week, great night, great weekend. Love to you all.